We said there were big announcements on the horizon, and we are living up to that promise. We are proud to announce that the WCG, in conjunction with Backyard Bash New Zealand, will be contesting the first ever Trans-tasman Backyard Cricket Series to be held in Sydney at the WCG in mid-November of this year. An historic moment for both participating organisations, and a landmark day for backyard cricket around the world. So as we look forward to this year's tournament, this will be your Australian squad to take on the might of New Zealand in the 2019 Trans-tasman Backyard Cricket Series. Captaining the side will be Brendan Scott. Scott has led his side to back-to-back test titles at the WCG, as well as amassing over 300 runs in the last test series against RABIH's 11, which they swept 3-0, as he sets his sights firmly on the Blackyards and tries to lead his side to international backyard cricket and glory. If Scott can carry the form he showed with the bat from last season into this Trans-Tasman series, then the Kiwis will have their work cut out for them. Scott's right-hand man will be the pace tearaway Matt White, who will be the vice-captain of this squad. White returned to some of his best form during Season 4 at the WCG, terrorising batsmen with his lightning pace and deadly accuracy, particularly during the Test series for Brendan's 11, which they won 3-0. But it was in this year's edition of the Australia Day T20 Big Bash where Matt White's qualities really shone through, leading Wet up to their first Big Bash title with an MVP performance to savour. Be looking to repeat that in this tournament. RABIH ELBASHA takes his place in the Australian squad. Did not have his best season last year, debuting as captain for RABIH's 11, losing the Test series 3-0, but restored some pride by leading Young Money Cash Money to the Australia Day T20 Big Bash Grand Final at their debut tournament, and leading RABIH's 11 to a crushing victory over Brendan's 11 in the day-night limited overs fixture, which rounded out Season 4. A very stubborn cricketer on his day, he'll be looking to show the Kiwis exactly what he's made of. The next member of the squad is Gavin Merrifield. Merrifield takes his place in the Australian squad after arguably his best season yet at the WCG. Made regular important contributions with the bat for Brendan's 11 during last season's Test series, and was a member of the Wet Up side, which won their first title at the Australia Day T20 Big Bash. Merrifield has become an established member at the WCG, and if a rescue act is needed against the Kiwis in this year's series, then the Aussies know exactly who to turn to. Next member of the Australian side is a bit of a bolter from the blue. Justin Brooke has played just one match at the WCG and will make his Test debut at the WCG in this series. But the selectors saw enough in his debut appearance at the WCG during the limited overs fixture to justify his selection in all three formats of the Trans-Tasman series. The fact that Brooke has played so little cricket at the WCG may help the Australians' cause, as the Kiwis would not have seen too much of him. Joshua Bolling is the next member of the Australian squad, has shown glimpses of what he is capable of with both bat and ball at the WCG, and will be the Australians' only spinning option in the squad, and will have a massive task on his shoulders if he needs to spin his side to victory. Bolling has been a member of Brendan's 11's back-to-back Test series titles at the WCG, as well as featuring in a grand final and semi-final with his two Australia Day T20 Big Bash appearances, and now chases more success on the international stage. Nathan Hancock takes his place in the Australian squad. The youngster was a shining light for RABIH's 11 in an otherwise dismal Test series campaign. His control with the swing ball was a handy asset for RABIH's 11, and will also prove to be a handy asset for this Australian lineup. Nathan Hancock also led the six offenders to an unlikely semi-final berth in this year's Australia Day T20 Big Bash at his first attempt of captaincy, and the youngster is champing at the bit to show the Kiwis what he's got. Ryan SCHAEFER takes his place in the Australian lineup after his fantastic debut season at the WCG. Lightning quick and deadly accurate with the ball, a majestic stroke maker with the bat, and a fantastic fielder to boot. Ryan SCHAEFER is the total package and will be looking to give the Kiwis some headaches during this series. The only player in the squad who has international experience after representing Australia in touch football, SCHAEFER is made for the big stage and the Kiwis beware. It wouldn't be a WCG Australian squad without Patrick McGregor in it. The man from Bathurst takes his place after another fantastic season with the ball, once again near the top of the wicket-taking charts, as he now sets his sights on taking some key Kiwi wickets. McGregor did struggle with the bat in Season 4, having his worst season to date, and McGregor will be looking to put that record straight on the biggest stage of them all and lay to rest the demons of last season. And of course, the Australian squad couldn't be complete without the X-Factor Michael Johnson. The enigmatic all-rounder had a pretty handy season at the WCG, making his highest score of 40 during the first test against Brendan's 11, and also a member of the Wet Up side, which won their first Australia Day T20 Big Bash title. Johnson, who is a regular fixture on the top 10 moment videos, will be looking to create some more magical moments during this series. The extended squad for the limited overs matches begins with HAMID ELBASHA. The WCG veteran is perhaps unlucky to not feature in the test team, but will be expected to feature heavily in the limited overs contests and push his nation towards international glory. ELBASHA was a member of Brendan's 11 squad, which won the test series 3-0 and also led 2 inches short of a length to a semi-final berth in their debut tournament at the Australia Day T20 Big Bash. George PINIROS takes his spot in the squad after a roller coaster Season 4 at the WCG. Off the back of his Season 3 success with Brendan's 11, he was picked up by RABIH's 11 for Season 4, was left out of the third test match by RABIH's 11 skipper, and after a horror T20 Big Bash campaign with Nice Gary, was also left out of the limited overs match. But the selectors know what George PINIROS is capable of, and that's why he will feature in this year's Trans-Tasman series. Young Daniel Hancock will also take his place in the extended lineup. The youngster battled through a persistent shoulder injury during Season 4 to have a reasonable season for Brendan's 11, made his highest score with the bat at the WCG during that test series, and was also a member of the Six Offenders lineup, which made an unlikely semi-final berth at this year's Australia Day T20 Big Bash. The selectors see plenty of potential in the youngster, and he'll be looking to come of age during this Trans-Tasman series. The wild thing Alex STEPIEN also takes his place in this Australian lineup. The pace spearhead was lethal with the new pill for Brendan's 11 in last season's test series, and rest assured the Blackguards will not be given any respite when STEPIEN gets his opportunity with the ball. STEPIEN was also a member of the 2 inches short of a length side, which made the semi-finals of this year's Australia Day T20 Big Bash in their debut tournament, and will be looking to kick on from that success in this year's Trans-Tasman series. And last but definitely not least for the Australian side is the elder statesman Daniel Arnold. Arnold had a fantastic tournament at the Australia Day T20 Big Bash on debut, starring in Young Money Cash Money's maiden run to the grand final. Subsequently, from that success, he was picked up by RABIH's 11 just in time for the limited overs match against Brendan's 11, where they ran out resounding winners under lights. It appears that Arnold has the Midas touch at the WCG, so the Kiwis better watch out. So this is the series format. The series will be played over 2 days, beginning on Friday, November 15th, and finishing up on Saturday, November 16th. Day 1 on the Friday will see the test match played between Australia and New Zealand, which will be worth 6 points to the winner. If the match is washed out or drawn, it'll be 3 points apiece. The Saturday will feature the majority of the cricket. 2 one-day internationals, which are worth 4 points each, will be played in the morning and early afternoon. Those matches will be 20 over innings. And then 3 T5 international matches, which are worth 5 points each, will be played in the later afternoon. So with 29 points on offer in total, the team that reaches 15 points first will be crowned the champions of this year's Trans-Tasman Series. And on behalf of both sides, we'd just like to thank our sponsors who have made this series possible. Honey Badger Cricket in New Zealand, who are the major sponsors for the Blackyards and are the series sponsor. And Harley Cranes Group in Australia, who are our major sponsors. We are extremely grateful for all their generous donations which have helped put this series together.